Hello everyone. Last year, a woman called Hedda, 48 years old, died from breast cancer. She left her only son orphan. Hedda is the second in her family after the death of Latifa 10 years ago from the same breast cancer. Hedda is actually my aunt. And my aunt is not alone. 1/3 among you could develop cancer in your lifetime. So, more specifically here, I'm talking about breast cancer. So, related to some statistics from WHO, in 2014 in Morocco, breast cancer came in first place among all female cancers, leading to 3,000 deaths in that year, or in each year. Breast cancer actually is not only a social problem, it's a huge financial issue. To give you an example, last year the Moroccan government spent $30 million just on breast cancer. So in DeepAfricAI, a startup I co-founded last year, we believe that this cost could be prevented. In DeepAfricAI, we build a software that will help radiologists to diagnose breast cancer. Radiologists spend a long time diagnosing breast cancer, which lead to many treatments each day, few treatments, for each day for patients, with higher cost and low accuracy in outcome. So let's start and think about Hedda. Come back and think about Hedda. If her doctor has a software that he will use to diagnose her in the early stage of her breast cancer, she will be among us today. So our software that we build will help radiologists to diagnose breast cancer within few seconds and with high accuracy. We use state-of-the-art machine learning and AI algorithms to support radiologists and patients of all time. Our software will build strong confidence between doctors and their patients, and also increase the confidence of doctors in their diagnosis. So the results or projects I am talking about today is the results of 6-year research and development from my PhD, and already built a team of 10 people working on this project. Finally, I need your help in terms of connection and networking. We need to speak to doctors, medical researchers, pathologists, radiologists to give us feedback on our software. Thank you.
I love the product, obviously. Can you help me understand a little bit more, like what specifically you're pitching here? You're pitching to pilot the innovation with doctors, or put a sales team?
So we are building a software using machine learning algorithms that's gonna help radiologists. So radiologists, for example, when they want to diagnose breast cancer, they use mammograms images, and these mammograms could be the result, if it's positive or negative, it's gonna be problematic. So we have in the community something we call false positives or false negative. So for example, last year my sister, she was told by her doctor that she had cancer. But after that, she took what we call the biopsy. That's the next step. And fortunately, she didn't have cancer. But I remember, I mean, we had terrible days before we were okay. Yeah, so that's what happened.
So you have the software. You've already developed the algorithm and the software.
Yes.
And then what you're pitching right now, what you would use this award for, is to do what with the software, to start to get it into the market, or?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, this is what I discussed with Yusuf, my supervisor at Bile. So now we have in Morocco what we call an organization or foundation for breast cancer, Moroccan Foundation for Breast Cancer. And just last week I got an answer from the president, and I talked to him about the product, and what I'm going to do now is, this is public sector. My idea is give the software or the platform to this organization foundation because they help, and because in Morocco we have public and private sector. But after that, I will sell the product to private clinics and doctors and so on. So that's my.
But I think her question is still like, so you got a grant from Legacy. What is your actionable item steps that you're doing for your project, not just your company? But are you training 50 doctors? Are you going to 20 nurses? Or
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So actually, coming back to what I talked about before. So with Dr. Yusuf Shami, we talked about visiting his organization, the Moroccan Foundation for Breast Cancer, and I'm gonna do a presentation about my software and my project's idea. And I hope from this from the first meeting, go for a series of workshops about how to use this software, because I remember 2, 3, 4 months ago I was talking with another medical doctor and talk about, there is software will use AI and what he's doing. He said, this is true. And I realized that they have no idea about what's happening in technology. I mean, like for example, here in the US, these technologies are everywhere in clinics. So that's my idea. I will convince them. I mean,
workshops for doctors and radiologists.
Yes, that's my first step actually. That's answer your question.
Yeah. So this is a way to start to introduce the product to the market.
Yes.
So I'm still a little unclear about what the ask is. So let's suppose I have a doctor at Johns Hopkins University who's a radiologist. And actually, my cousin's a radiologist at Johns Hopkins University, and his focus is on this type of research. So I want to introduce you to him, and what's your ask? Is that you want him to try out the software, to subscribe to it, like a subscription model? Or is it to do research with it and strengthen the machine learning algorithm? What is it that you want out of that engagement? Introduction.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
It's okay to say I want money, it's fine to say that. Like, I want him to subscribe to the software, or you want him to do research with it to strengthen the machine learning algorithm. So I'm just trying to understand what the ask is.
So actually, for first step in the software, we are taking images from mammograms, breast cancer, and we can decide if the patient had cancer or not. But what we want to do with radiologists, think about what are the problems to diagnose. Why? Because why I'm saying that? Because I talked to one of the radiologists like last year before starting working on that, and I said, why my aunt spent 6 months before getting the results? Because I believe I was living with her this experience. Because before getting the final results, it was 6 months, and probably cancer in like 1 month could save your life. And he said the problem is like we get a lot of patients and we spend long time before getting the results. So for example, in one day they can diagnose two cases or 3 cases. But because they have to do a meeting for 3 hours for just one case to decide if it's positive or negative. But with the software, it's going to be within few seconds, and they can focus on other stuff.
So your goal is to get the radiologist to use the software?
Yes.
And then for the cancer organizations, there's a lot of cancer organizations here in DC. Mm-hmm. So what do you want them to do with your software? Do you want them to just spread awareness about it, have ask their patients members to bring it up with their doctor?
Oh, yes. I mean, for the first time, it's better to start to use the software. Mm-hmm. And something, I mean, I don't want to talk about technical stuff, but probably you will. It's going to be easy to understand. The software is like working on this way. The more cases the software can see, the more the accuracy is increasing.
So you want a larger data set?
Okay.
Yes,
So
that's
the
part
machine
of how.
can get more accurate with each iteration.
Yes.
That's what I was asking.
Okay.
Is it subscription or partnership? Because if you want to get doctors to sign up right now, that's a different ask. But if you want them to just say, use my system and put your patient's data in here so that the machine learning algorithm can get trained better, so you get more and more accurate, more efficient data, that's a different ask. But okay, I think I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. This is great.
Yeah.
This is great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.